What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Shishi, and today I am going to take you on the next step of my journey for with cosplaying. So I've already went over some stuff with you and showed you potential and some cosplays that I actually want to do. So I decided I'm gonna go with Rimuru in his more childlike form. I think I can do good with this one in the wintertime. I do like his other one. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? This one. So this one I don't mind doing also. I just don't want to do a lot of layering, if that makes any sense. But this one looked like it'd be a whole lot easier to make because I can do this as a cardigan with pockets, fingerless gloves, a shirt, look like a furry, I don't want to even call it a scarf, just a little neck wrap with boots and pants. So this one looked like it wouldn't be as much work to do, but you also got to think in that this is color blocked, so I have to worry about this part being gray. So I will have to cut everything out to where when I sew it up, I will get this in gray, this in blue, and then I will have to do a gold or yellow stripe around this part here. I don't even know how the back look because there isn't a lot of reference photos for him, but I decided to go ahead and go with this form with him when he was younger because there are more reference photos on his, and all it involves is a jacket, a pair of pants, and boots with fur, and then his fur scarf. So this one will be a little more less complicated for me to do, and I will just have to worry about the sword later and his wig because I don't have a blue wig. So when I am doing my cosplays, I try to find multiple pictures that will give me good reference. I normally would have a notebook with me, and I can also do this on my tablet, but since I am showing y'all this on my tablet right now, I can't really put it on here. But I start breaking down this cosplay, like how I just told you that it was a jacket, pair of pants, boots. So I try to break it all down and then try to guesstimate how much fabric I'm going to need. Now, I will come to a better understanding of how much fabric I will need when I find actual patterns to make this. If I don't have to draft it myself. If I have to draft it, then I'm gonna have to guesstimate because I won't know unless I make a mock-up, and then I can know how much fabric I will need just by making that mock-up. But if I have actual patterns from Big Five like Simplicity or McCall's to use, then I will just go to the back and reference the amount of fabric that I would need through them. So we're gonna break this down so I will know what all I need to make and all I need to buy when it comes to making this here. Another thing that comes in handy when doing this also is fabrics. What type of materials, like the breakdown, the composition of the fabric, like whether you're going to use cotton, is it going to be stretch, is it going to be woven, will this coat need a lining to it, and if you use a lining, will you be using satin, will you be using silk, china, the just regular coat, coat lining, like what you're going to be using and what type of fabric you're going to be using. So if you know a little about fabric, that does help. Like if you ever made cosplays and you've dealt with certain fabrics, then you kind of already know, well, I've made something out of a stretch cotton sateen and I like it, so I can make my coat out of this. But I also got to remember that it is kind of heavy, and it fades if I wash it too much. So I will have to make sure that when I wash it, because it can be machine washed, so you can wash your stuff, so you do want to take that into account also. So when I wash it, I'm going to have to use like a color stay or something that's going to help prevent the color from washing out of the fabric. So I will have to remember all of this when it comes to my materials. So I like that this reference photo exists because it gives me a view, like a front view, side view, back view. It shows you the gloves. The coat sleeve. It shows you the boots. I like this. I like this a lot. So I'm going to start. I normally will start from the head and work my way down to the feet. So first of all, we're going to write down the character. Like I said, I normally have a notebook. So I take that notebook into stores with me if I don't take my tablet with me, which I normally don't. So we're going to write down Rimuru Tempest. So I know that that's that character. Starting with the head, I need a light blue bob wig. Down next, I need gold contacts because his eyes are gold. Then we're going, I don't see any like facial markings, like scars or anything. So I don't have to worry about like buying like tattoos or drawing anything on. And if it was like what Gar has his tattoo on his head of love, I normally will get tattoos for that. Not a real tattoo, but you know, like the little temporary tattoos. I will do the temporary tattoos for that instead of constantly drawing it on. But if you don't have the budget for that, then you can draw it on, and that's something that you don't need to have on this list, because not unless you need a red pencil or, you know, something red to do the actual tattoo. So then you will write it on the list. But he doesn't have any type of scarring or tattoos that I have to worry about, so I don't have to worry about putting that on my list to make. The next thing we have is his fur scarf. And I will need, I'm not sure how long that is. I will have to like take a tape measure and just measure around my neck and let it trail down my back to see how much I would need. But I will probably buy 2 yards of a ivory fur. And the next thing I will need is his jacket or his coat. And I look like, because that's a pretty long coat, I'm looking at maybe a yard for the sleeves. That is pretty long, so I'm thinking maybe 2 yards in length. Nah, because I need to get the front and the back. If it's 60 inches wide, maybe I can do the front on the back on the fold and the front on the side of it, but I don't know, because that kind of flares out a little bit at the bottom. So it's more narrow at the top and more flared at the bottom. So this is a lot of stuff that you have to take in consideration. So I'm just going to put 4 yards on here. So we're going to do 4 yards of a blue. And I don't want to do a denim. I do like a stretch twill. I think a stretch twill would look good as this. Let's put stretch twill. Stretch twill. Yeah, I don't want to do a denim. Not unless it's a stretch lightweight denim, but nah, we're going to say a stretch twill or a stretch cotton sateen, which is what I kind of do a lot of my cosplays out of. So yeah, but whatever I get, it will have some stretch in it. And I don't see any buttons on here, so I will probably be closing it up with like an invisible zip or a zipper, So I will need a zipper for this also. We're going to just put it over here. A zipper. And I will have to measure from my neck down to where I want it to stop, which is looking around the hip area. So maybe a 30-inch zipper will probably be fine. But it'll be a 30-inch separating zipper. And that too will be in blue. So whenever I buy my fabric, I go up to color match my zipper. Next thing, we're looking at pants. So it just looked like a pair of regular black baggy pants. So we're looking at pants, and it'll be another 2.5. I'm gonna just say 3 yards, because it'll be around 2.5. But we're gonna say 3 yards of black. Same thing, stretch twill. Or cotton sateen. And maybe I can get away with a stretch denim for that one. Okay. Then we're down to the boots. It'll be blue boots. Those will be calf high. Low heel, or low to no heel. And I will most likely go to Goodwill for that one. And I will also, since if I go to Goodwill to get boots, I will need to paint these blue. So I will need blue paint. If you're good at dyeing, you can also dye your fabric. You don't have to, if you cannot find what you need, you can also dye it too. And then on his on his cuffs and his boots, I will need blue fur. And I would say about half a yard would be fine, because it's only for just those 2 areas. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 yard for that. Okay, so this is my list of what I need to buy for his costume. I don't know yet if I want to make the sword or if I'm gonna buy one. If I buy one, it has to be con safe. So it has to be made out of wood or plastic. It cannot be metal, and it cannot have anything sharp to it. Now, if I just make the scabbard with the hilt sticking out of it and the little hilt decoration, that's still fine. I can do it that way too. Make it as one piece. It doesn't have to leave the scabbard. So I'm fine with that also. So that way I know it is con safe. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I will probably make his pants elastic waist and not do like a zipper fly and everything and pocket. I'm gonna do pockets, because I gotta have pockets on everything. Got to have pockets on everything. So yeah, so now that I wrote down what I need, I'm just gonna make a quick reference list. So I will need 1 yard of blue fur. I will need blue. We're gonna just put 3. We don't know what size, because it could be them little small bottles of paint that we normally get, acrylic paint. But I'm gonna try to see if I can find some fabric paint, or even fabric spray paint, something that'll stick to shoes or leather, depending on what type of material the boots will be made out of. So I will need blue paint, and I can wait on that because I want to make sure that I get it to match my fabric. So whatever fabric I get, I want to make sure that I get something close enough to match my fabric. So we're just gonna put that for right now. I need boots, and we're gonna go to Goodwill for that because I don't want to spend a lot of money on boots. And for the pants, I said 3 yards of black stretch, 12 denim cotton satin. I will need 4 yards of blue, and the same thing for this here, except for the denim. And I will need 2 yards of ivory or beige fur, and I will need gold or yellow contacts and a blue wig bob. All right, so this is just my little, not having all of this in there just tells me like I need 1 yard blue fur, 1 yard. So I will make sure I have this reference photo with me so I can at least like match up the color. I see other little details on here. I'm not sure if these are buttons or what. These will just be my seam lines, so I will make sure I will either do piping. So let me put that as a possible. Oh, I need a zipper. 30-inch blue zipper. I can put on here black piping. So I will either have to try to find a way to break this down, cut into individual pieces so I can get these to be seam lines and do like a black piping in there, or just make sure that it's a seam line to where you can see each design piece of this. And I'm not sure about his shoulders, like if it's flat or if it's kind of stuffed a little bit to where it looks more 3D, or if it's just, because right now it just looks flat, like it's just a design part of the jacket. You can always still go back and reference the anime, so you can go into the anime and pause it and take screenshots. That helps a lot also if you cannot find reference photos. So you can always go back to the original anime or manga if they have a manga, and go back in and take reference from the manga or the anime. So yeah, that pretty much sums up what I need done for Rimuru. I'm gonna go ahead and put his sword on here too, because I still need to get that regardless. I still need to get that. So whenever I go to the fabric store, I'm gonna take a picture of this so I know what I need to get, and I will just look at my reference photos and just try to match up the color at least to be close. It doesn't have to be exact, but close enough. All right, that is pretty much it of what I go through when I do my when I start planning for my anime, for my cosplays. That way I can go through here and check off everything as I get it and start making if you have a whiteboard or you have some way of planning out your cosplays. I use this one app called Cos Planner, which is this here. I have the older version of it. The newer version, I'm not a big fan of. I like the older version better. So is Cos Planner, and then I found this one also, Cosplay Planner, and it looks like this. So it's just a rainbow, let's see, a rainbow seat, and then the other one is just a wig, a blue wig with a camera, a hanger, a button, and a safety pin. I learned about Cos Planner a long time ago, like I think around the time when I first started. It probably was a year after I started cosplaying. So probably around 2017 when I first heard of it. I've been using it ever since when it comes to my cosplays. So it helps because it helps with my pictures, holding my reference photos, my actual progress photos, what I paid for something, where I bought it from. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. So if these two can help you, and if you know of any other apps that will help with planning a cosplay or holding all of your information, please drop them in the comment section. I would like to know, because I'm not above learning new stuff and using new stuff also when it comes to planning out my cosplays. Yeah, so the next time I come along, it'll be us probably shopping for the stuff that I need for the cosplays and what patterns I want to use. I'm going to try to do the next one as far as what patterns I'm going to use, or if I'm going to have to self-draft some of this. And then we'll go out shopping for the materials, because the patterns can help with the material list also. It'll help with how much you need to buy if you're not certain. So yeah, I hope this helped. Leave a comment if you need any other explanations, and I will see y'all later. Bye.